Welcome to week 4, to the final week of the coding course. This is the Python part. We already went through all the foundations that you need to build cool Python applications and scripts. So in the R week, the R lecture, so the main lecture of week 4, we were also all done with all the R fundamentals. So there we did basically a bigger project to practice all our skills and to simulate a real situation of a scientist, because most R users that I work with are empirical scientists, psychologists, etc., that want to do stats and work with data frames, and therefore we explored the tidyverse package. In Python, I thought we do something slightly different. It might be that you're a student who's interested in programming in the wider sense, so we go a little bit beyond the typical thing, and I thought we build something cool, something with a web app, something maybe that features an AI component. And yeah, let's see where that brings us. I don't have exact plans yet, and you'll see lots of trial and error and debugging and Googling, and because that's how it's usually going to look like. I also thought I was going to deviate from using RStudio. You know, most Python developers don't use RStudio, but you can. There's no problem with that. It's just I want to demonstrate that using other IDEs is also fine and not a big change. So I use some IDE that is quite popular at the moment, which is called Visual Studio Code. I'm also going to snack during this lecture because I see it as a sign of how casual this lecture is. All right. So it doesn't look quite as cool as RStudio right now. If you first download it, maybe it's going to look slightly different. You can make a new terminal. So now you have a terminal down here where you in the bottom left, you had it in RStudio. You can also make new files. For me, it already suggests a Python file, which is neat. So now it looks even more similar, just in dark mode. But I think you can also put RStudio in dark mode. Okay, what's the first step in our project? Usually it makes sense to first make a new directory, a new folder, maybe even set up a GitHub repository. I don't think I'm going to do that right now. Maybe that would be too much new stuff, but it is worthwhile considering. So I make a new directory. Actually, let's go to my documents folder. Make a new directory, call that AI project. Okay, and now if I go to, I could have also done this in my GUI here. AI project, right here. New folder, which is empty. Right? I can also open this here, and then I think no. Yeah, then I'll have kind of a file view right here, which is neat. You also have that in RStudio on the bottom right if you go to files. For some reason, my terminal disappeared. Cool, and now we have already our correct path here as well. The next step in a Python project, I talked about it in week 1, is that we make, instead of throwing all of the packages that we'll use onto one pile on our computer, we keep them nice and separate by working with virtual environments. In RStudio, you saw we used the reticulate package to make a new environment. Most Python programmers would probably do it from the command line. If you forget how to do that, no worries. Very Googleable. Visual, actually just maybe command line, command for making virtual envs. I was hoping it would, oh yeah, it's right here on the top. Here is your command line command. So Python -m venv space and then the name of the virtual environment. So let's do that. And I tend to call my virtual environments also just venv. And you see a new subfolder appeared with a bunch of stuff inside there, which is cool. Reticulate also has these folders in a secret spot on your computer. Okay, but now, for instance, if I want to see, okay, NumPy is something that we installed along the way. Oof. It prints a lot of stuff. That's a little bit annoying. Oh my goodness. Lots of information that I don't want to know. I want to know, okay, version 2.1 I've installed. But I'm supposed to not have any installed, right? It's a fresh environment. And that's because I still want to activate my environment. How do I do that? It depends a bit what kind of terminal you have here, whether you're on Windows or on Mac. On Windows, you do venv, so my folder where I am currently, and then inside there there's scripts, and inside there there's activate. And then for Linux or Mac, it's slightly different. You have to say source. Just Google that too. And I also get a nice little hint here. I think you probably get that too in RStudio, saying you're inside your virtual environment now. And now if I do pip show numpy, it says nope, not found. Fresh start. Okay, so let's think about maybe, let's make a file and start writing some pseudocode for my project. Okay, I want, first off, let's have a big module comment up here saying I want to build an app that uses AI, probably something with text input by the user. We could essentially rebuild ChatGPT, or we could make like a translation website. Okay, that's good enough right now. So get user input, do something with it, put it out again. How do I do the app stuff? There's many ways of doing that in Python. In R, we have an optional lecture about Shiny, a package that allows you to do that. Python, you have lots of packages that you could use. One that is very easy to use is called Streamlit. It doesn't give you all the control in the world, but it's nice for simple web apps. So how to use Streamlit. Create an app. And it jumps right into code, which I love. Package imports, we're familiar with those. A function from the Streamlit package, which we don't know. And then apparently you have to run it from the command line. Okay, I can live with that. We already installed pandas. Let's install Streamlit and st. So pip Streamlit and pandas. Has a bunch of dependencies. Pip install Streamlit. Okay, we just had a bunch of new tools added to our skill set, to our toolbox. And it's pretty nice for people in terms of reproducibility to take a snapshot of all the packages that you use, right? Also in terms of science, if you're a science student, that makes sense. Various ways to do that. Pip freeze. And then does it? I can't really see that. Okay. It didn't do it? Is that not how you do it? Do I have to like add a flag to it? Pip freeze. Or you could also, let's introduce coding with AI support. Pip freeze, how to use concise. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to put that into a symbol. I'm gonna blame not being able to see what I'm typing. Okay. And here we have all the packages that we currently have in our virtual environment. Nice. Okay, and this we can call anything. My main file. Let's copy paste the Streamlit code that we saw. Why is there no copy button? Okay. Okay, save this. We don't have to run it, this file. We can run it from the command line, it said, right? Like this. Only for us, the file is, of course, named a little differently. Instead of uberpickups.py, we called it main.py. Sure, allow access. And here we go. Our web app where we just have a little bit of text on the screen. And it's not actually on the internet now, it just runs on my computer, but it already tells you, hey, if you really want to put this on the internet for everyone to use, just click here. And maybe we'll do that at the end of the video. So you see how easy that is to use. Let's do something basic like okay. And now let's not write code ourselves, of course. The Streamlit code to accept a text input from user and translate it using the OpenAI package. Let's see how well ChatGPT does in building our app. You need to install OpenAI as well. Can already do that. I interrupted this with Control C. So essentially, we are trying to use ChatGPT in our app, but of course, we need to use it through a program. In other ways, we use, instead of the website of ChatGPT, we use the ChatGPT API, the programming interface. Okay, and we could do pip freeze again. It's going to get really busy. There's other ways of just saving the essential packages. But I forgot the command. Okay, let's look at our code. Of course, we need our OpenAI password. Translate text. It uses a terrible model, a very old ChatGPT version, before it was even ChatGPT. And it makes a function target language ES. Okay, so you can change what languages translate to. That's pretty neat. It puts a new title. Apparently, hopefully, this might be out of date. Who knows? ChatGPT was trained a year ago or whatever. So Streamlit might have updated their functions. This might not work anymore. Very real danger when you let an AI code for you, that it uses some outdated documentation. But it is aware of Streamlit, which is awesome. Okay. Here, of course, I can't give you my OpenAI API key. That would be ludicrous. But I already have it installed on my laptop in a hidden place. And I believe I call it might have been this. We'll find out. Pretty sure that this is out of date, so this is not going to not going to work. Let's comment this out for now. Oh wait. Let's comment this out. What the heck? Oh, I'm using the RStudio shortcut for commenting. Just return test output LOL. Just so, because I don't have trust in this and I want to have a very simple test case right now. So I already know this is probably going to break. I just say, okay, this function always returns this, whatever. User input, I hope this is going to work. Oh, nice. ChatGPT said, puts a box for selecting languages onto the web page and a start button, which says translate. Okay, and there's an if-else statement in there. So if this is activated, I hope that Streamlit works that way. So depending on how well documented your app, your packages that you're working, the AI might be right or wrong right here. So, and I have no idea. Let's see what's going to happen. Okay, apparently this is not what I called my API key. I'm gonna hide this, or I can just drag it down here. Look how I named my OpenAI API key. This is not the same. No, these are different. Okay. So these hyphens should really be underscores. And I think, is there a reload? Rerun. This looks pretty nice. Okay. Hi, or I can write something in German. Hallo, das ist Hannes hier jetzt. Classic German phrase. Test output lol. That is the correct translation in this case. But rather, let's hook up some real OpenAI code. Let's try this first. Although we have to most definitely change it, because this doesn't use a very good AI model, even if that works. Okay. Rerun. Yes. You tried to access OpenAI completion, but this is no longer supported. A great example case of ChatGPT did some nice coding for you, not knowing that this is totally out of date and it gives you errors. It even suggests a very nice error message, actually. It says, you can install an old version of your current Python package and then it will work. But this is not what we want. So let's instead Google OpenAI how to use ChatGPT Python, and you'll see a million different posts on how to do it. This is a much more current model, although this is not Python. This is Python. So let's exchange our code for this. No, let's exchange everything. Okay. I want to keep the translation function for now. This should be on top of the file. Completion. Okay, this is something that I want to return in my function. So how about just putting all of that no, we still have to rewrite. You are a this is something cool that you might not have access to on the website when you use ChatGPT, but here you can get a separate system instruction to your version of the AI. And of course, the user is going to give this input. Actually, the user is just going to give the text. And so in the system, we do, oops, you're a translator who translates user inputs into yes. Okay, and this should be an F string, obviously. I don't know why I have the complaints. Because I don't have this square bracket. Text, target language, right. This should rather be my translation step. Of course, I have to fix the indentation, you know, this is Python after all. OpenAI, create, it has a text input, this we put here, a target language that we put here, and then we return whatever ChatGPT gives us back. Okay. Now let's do we still have it open? No. This is frozen. Okay, streamlit run main.py. Is that not how you run things? Oh, because I opted out of my virtual environment. Oof, how annoying. Source, nope, that's the wrong. It's called venv. and then scripts and activate. Ui. Okay. How did it run? Import OpenAI. No, but on it. Let's do it how they had it on the OpenAI website. Not sure how they currently provide their OpenAI key. Or export. OpenAI API key or API key here. But previously it did work, right? What did we have? This is going to be not the best style, but what can we do? Okay. Hier sitzt Hannes und ist am Coden. Okay, let's translate that into. Is there no English? Let's translate it into Spanish then. Okay, this is not perfect, but among all the outputs is the correct. Aquí está Hannes y está programando. So let's refine maybe this slightly. You only output the translation, nothing more. So maybe a quick fix. I'm not sure if it updated this. For some reason I can't interrupt this. Cannot interrupt it. Don't want to. I mean, I'm control Cing all over the place, but this is something that would need. Have I everything saved? Let's restart VS Code. Okay, I have to. Am I not doing this? Choices message. Is the OpenAI platform not up to date? Message. Maybe I have to say content. It still says this, which I don't love, but I guess it is reasonably cool. Let's do some examples. It often helps these APIs. Oh, I clicked something wrong. Doesn't matter. Get rid of that. Example input. Oh, am I adding this somewhere in the script? Oh, see, this is also a problem if you let AI code for you, because ChatGPT added this little thing here, so it always will put the translation there. I don't want that though. Okay, and I do want English to be added to the mix. Okay, so I think we can actually simplify this again. It's not bad to give examples to an AI, but I want to keep it simple for now. Deleted too much. Not enough. Okay, this is already English. Hallo, dies ist Hannes. Let's see if he also corrects typos. Wie geht es Ihnen? Yeah, so it also gets rid of your typos when it gets translated. Nice of you, ChatGPT. Cool. So we have a basic app right now, and now we could do extra things. For instance, deploy it on the web. Do you want to do this? Or do we want to build a cooler app? And a PDF input for the user and make a function that simplifies the language at the beginning of the PDF. Something like an abstract, scientific abstract simplifier or something like that. Okay, we need a new package for dealing with PDFs. This was to be expected. This is our AI function. We have to adjust this again because we already saw it's out of date. Let's hope that the PDF thing is still correct. There's a file uploader function, hopefully from Streamlit, so we could use that. If it is uploaded, then it will be extracted. and it will be shown what was extracted. Then you can say simplify, and it will show the simplified text. Okay, I like the logic of the app. It makes sense to me. So let's do it like this. And let's also use this one. By now we have 2 extra functions. We might start considering to put them in a different file and import them here. Why not? I think just for demonstration purposes, helper functions .py. You know, we could even make a package and import our custom functions there. But I don't want to do everything in this mini coding session. Translate text, but instead of translate text, we want to now simplify text. Simplify text, we don't need a target language. OpenAI is going to, we would have to import that here. It already tells me that it's going to throw an error. Okay, we use that model, that's good. Simplify the language in this text so I don't know, 12-year-old can understand it. Okay, and then it has a text input. Let's get rid of this so we have a more readable app format. And then from helper functions import, does it tell me which one? Simplify text, and the other one was extract. Okay. Nice. Okay. Let's see if what's gonna happen when we do that. And we need a difficult PDF. Oh, and we need to install the PDF package. This one, PyPDF2. Now I kind of interrupted. I'm not sure why. Pip install PyPDF2. Is that how you spell it? I guess so. Okay, because we need that to read in PDFs. The order of these imports is not very stylish, but what can we do? Okay. Let's see what we get. Nice. Okay, it asks us to upload a PDF. That's really good. Let's get a really difficult PDF in here. Philosophy of math. We need a short PDF though. This is there we go, maybe this. Is this machine readable? It's a very old paper, so the PDF might be all messed up. I know this from experience. This seems like books. Uh, okay. Is this a big thing? No. Download PDF. Um, test. Let's actually save that into our project. We could make an extra folder for tests. Where do we have it? Oh no, we have it in documents, AI project. I just put it there right now. Okay. Oh yeah, and we need to upload it, of course. Browse my files. Specifically test. Okay, and we get an error. PyPI, oh, we imported in the wrong script. We don't need this one here. We need it here. I assume. That's right. Rerun. Okay, this is not very this is a just trash. It's not actually the abstract. It's just some stuff that's in the header of the file or something. So if we click simplify text, okay, so it doesn't just simplify the text, so the AI is misbehaving a little bit. It just tells me something right now about the free energy principle. You can't really blame it because this is such an unstructured, terrible text. Oh no, there's more stuff. I didn't see that one could scroll. That's awesome. Okay. The free energy principle is a concept that people often misunderstand. Totally with you so far. Some see it as a theory about how our brains work and how living things organize themselves. Starting to lose me. Critics say it doesn't have enough proof or specific predictions that it can be tested. All right? I believe many opinions on the FEP are incorrect, and what I want to clarify, I think this is now supposed to be the voice of the original author of the paper. And I want to clarify what it really means by looking at how scientific models work. What are scientific models? Pretty good, right? Okay, this is a somewhat useful application that we built. So let's see deploy it. For the community, deploy unlimited public apps for free. Can you believe it? You can build your app, have one for free. Deploy now. Unable to deploy. Oh no, the app's code is not connected to a remote GitHub repository. Okay. Why not? Why not? This is an optional lecture anyway, so we could just do that. So you would need to make a GitHub account on github.com. Then you would have something like this. And then we would say, how would we call this? My PDF simplifier, right? It has to be a public thing. Create repository. Okay, and now it tells us a bunch of things about how to set up our GitHub on your computer. You might have to, provide some credentials first when you make a GitHub account. I already did that. So we can just do something like git init. This is what it said, right, in the on the website to do it. And then there's very few. I want to add all the files. Oh, this was bad. I should have made first a git ignore file. Because now it puts all the venv stuff in there. There's so much shit now in there. Stop that. Okay, if you don't want to do that, make a git ignore file first. So essentially, oh, this is not. Okay. Anything that's in Venv should be ignored and not uploaded to GitHub or version controlled. The rest of the stuff can stay in there. Okay, let's try that again. Git. That's why you shouldn't put git add everything, but dot means everything. You could also have done very specific things only, like git add only your main file or something like that. Okay, then, I have to also, yeah, I can first commit it. And then you give it some message, first commit. Oh. Okay, and then you have to tell it that this is the, first you can also make a new branch if you want. I don't think you have to, but this is the URL that you want to connect to. And then you say git push, as in now put all my things online, this command right here. Okay. Bam. So if I go here, refresh. Now I could have also ignored the PyCache file maybe. All right. Crap, it probably has to be called app.py. I remember something like that. So let's rename this. This is something for Streamlit, so it automatically, it checks your GitHub repository and runs whatever's in that file. Oh, it's not called that. It's called. Okay. It says connecting. Connecting as in we have to run our app. I'm running the app just so I get access to this nice. Oh, it's not called main.py anymore. It's called app.py. And we want to deploy it. Deploy now. Continue to sign in. Authorize. Oof. Okay, let me get my code. Okay, it doesn't want to give me my code. I'm gonna do it on here. Oh, can I give it a cool name? I don't know. I don't want to try it, but you can put a cool name potentially here for your app. And I just realized it's not going to work because My API password for OpenAI is, of course, not in the GitHub repository, which means it's not available to this website. It is only on my computer, so it's not going to work on the internet. Okay, I think this is where we're going to cut it. We were pretty close to deploying it. However, I realized I would now have to pass it as a secret to my app. So in some way, publish my OpenAI access to this app so that it's available. This really only happens when you have secret passwords that you need, but maybe that goes a little bit far. If you're interested, do that. Otherwise, make an app that does something that doesn't require passwords. I would also update my requirements file next. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed building some cool things with Python. We talked about GitHub, talked about using cool packages, making web apps, and yeah, have fun building.